A lending rate moves from 8% to 9%. The intern says it increased by 1%. The analyst says 1 percentage point. The banker says 100 basis points. And the journalist says 12.5%. Who is right? Three of them can be correct. One is misleading. And stay to the end because software can calculate all three perfectly and still describe the wrong thing. This is video 001 of Financial Mathematics Foundations. Our goal is not to memorize three conversion tricks. It is to ask three better questions. What changed, relative to what, and which unit honestly describes the answer? Start with a ratio. Suppose a small business earns $500 and spends $350. Expenses divided by revenue equals 0.7. The denominator, $500 of revenue, answers the question relative to what? Multiply the ratio by 100 and 0.7 becomes 70%. A percentage is simply a ratio expressed per 100. The conversion is simple. Decimal to percent, multiply by 100. Percent to decimal, divide by 100. So 0.01 is 1%, 0.075 is 7.5%, and 0.25 is 25%. Now separate a level difference from a relative change. Stock A moves from 100 to 110. Stock B moves from 50 to 60. Both gained $10, but stock A rose 10%, while stock B rose 20%. The level change is the same. The relative change differs because the starting values differ. Percentage change is new minus old, divided by old, multiplied by 100. The old value is the denominator because it is the reference base. If the old value is 0, relative percentage change is undefined. You may still report the raw level change, but do not display infinity as though the calculator discovered another dimension. Percentage points are different. They measure the direct distance between two percentages. If a rate moves from 8% to 9%, subtract the two rate levels. 9 minus 8 equals 1 percentage point. No division is required because we are measuring distance on the same percentage scale. Finance often needs a smaller ruler. Divide 1 percentage point into 100 equal pieces. Each piece is 1 basis point. So 25 basis points equals 0.25 percentage points. 50 basis points equals 0.5 percentage points. And 100 basis points equal 1 percentage point. Now return to 8% and 9%. The direct distance is 1 percentage point. That equals 100 basis points. Relative to the old rate, the increase is 1 divided by 8, or 12.5%. All three statements are correct. Saying only the rate increased by 1% is misleading because it answers neither question clearly. Suppose a lending rate moves from 4.50% to 4.75%. The direct change is 0.25 percentage points, or 25 basis points. Relative to the old rate, that is about 5.56%. On a $1 million principal, 25 basis points equals a simple annual interest difference of $2,500 before compounding, fees, day count conventions, or changing balances. Now imagine a management fee moving from 0.5% to 0.75%. The direct change is still 0.25 percentage points, or 25 basis points, but relative to the original fee, the increase is 50%. Only 25 basis points and the fee rose 50% can both be mathematically correct. They are answering different questions and possibly serving different marketing departments. A profit margin moving from 20% to 22% increased by 2 percentage points, or 200 basis points. Relative to the old margin, it increased by 10%. Again, direct distance and relative change are both useful, but they are not interchangeable. A share price moving from $100 to $110 has a $10 level increase and a 10% return. Percentage points are not the right unit because the inputs are prices, not percentage rates. And multiplying the $10 change by 100 and calling it 1,000 basis points is not financial sophistication. It is unit cosplay. Here is a more advanced use. Suppose the best bid is $100 and the best ask is $100.08. The quoted spread is 8 cents. Divide that by the midpoint, $100.04, and the relative spread is approximately 8 basis points. Basis points make very small relative market differences easier to communicate. Let us clear the most common traps. 0.25 as a decimal means 25%, not 0.25%. 25 basis points means 0.25 percentage points, not 25%. Percentage change divides by the old value, not the new one. A zero old value makes relative change undefined, and two rates should not be compared until their periods, definitions, and scales actually match. A percentage rate is not complete without its period and definition. An annual rate, a monthly rate, a margin, a yield, and a fee may all carry percent signs while describing different quantities. Keep enough internal precision to calculate honestly. Round at the declared display boundary, and never let a rounded headline silently replace the retained value. On the fintechbuilder.com, open the canonical percentage change, percentage points, and basis points lesson. Start with why this matters in money, where the 8 to 9 example appears. Then highlight the definition contract, the input and output contracts, and the 4 small steps. Continue to the worked example, open the guided playground, and finish with the common mistake drawing and the TypeScript and Python implementation tabs. For the full learning path, begin with ratios, proportions, rates, and percentages. Then continue to simple return for price changes, simple interest for translating rates into money, and quoted spread for a market microstructure example reported in basis points. The next episode in this series takes the return concept further, simple returns versus log returns. The NPM package can calculate the 3 outputs directly. For 8 and 9, it returns 12.5% change, 1 percentage point, and 100 basis points. But here is the kicker. The function cannot know whether 8 and 9 are prices, rates, margins, or fees. Code can perform the arithmetic. The data contract must decide which outputs actually make sense. Use this decision rule. If the inputs are raw levels, report the absolute difference and, when the old value is non-zero, the relative percentage change. If the inputs are percentage rates, subtract them for percentage points, then multiply by 100 for basis points. And when you need relative growth, divide by the old rate. Final quiz. A fee moves from 0.5 to 0.75%. The answer is 0.25 percentage points, 25 basis points, and a 50% relative increase. Next, simple returns versus log returns.